There's no catch, basically, on the other side.
They're preparing for overall. Tidebound definitely once again pulling something different, right? They did go for some standards, the DK, the Sand King, the Muerte.
Pure comfort zone, I would be going with GAIMIN. We'll see if Tidebound have got something in store for us that's a bit different, but
they know where
why?
Will is. They just pinged them out, even though they didn't see him when their smokes broke. They thought they can go for him, and they didn't bring Ace closer.
Without the gush, it's really hard to kill her. You'd have to commit. Why is it hard? Because you'd have to go for chains, and he's moving straight into them.
Well, he's going to be taking a bit of a beating. Is probably not going to die, but...
And almost 60 damage. This hero is just ridiculous.
Oh boy, this is one thing that we haven't discussed in the draft, and that is the minus armor potential of that top lane.
This is a lane where if they get on top of you, it doesn't have to be cold burst. It's just a lot of magic damage.
Yep, generally it can be problematic for them. They're going to be looking towards Y, and that minus armor really coming in handy. That's from a pretty much 100 to 0 Muerta dead. How about the mid lane? This Dragonite is demolishing Quinn.
Maybe we'll see a kill.
Malady dropping low. They did use the block grenade, standing his ground, the repair bots, keeping him alive. And
for all these rotations, kill him or control him before he gets 6, right?
Speaking about killing, they want Bug. Gonna be using the Burrow Strike. It's only level 1, so really not that much range, but enough for them not to go forward. Very nice usage of the dead shot, and maybe Malady will finally be taken down, but he's all alone. Nope, he's gonna be taking them down, tanking everything and allowing for the Terrorblade to come close, and of course, stealing the Wisdom Shrine as well. On the other side, Tidebound, they cannot do the same.
And that was just incredible from the two of them. This is a huge win in this game as well.
That was very fast from Quinn. Gets the Arcane Rune instantly into a smoke. Has Tofu coming with him. No level 6 just yet, but very, very close to it.
Yeah, he will be scouted. Shiro running straight into Tofu right now.
Tree being placed, and Shiro will be getting himself away. You needed a dust if you wanted that kill.
Forts are struggling. Level 4 Muerta, level 4 Ringmaster.
Well, they're going to try around the mid lane, maybe to go for Quinn. With Shiro being in position to do the damage, maybe they will just have enough. Going in, Dragon Tail connecting, silence as well, and they do get the kill. Beautifully done by Tidebound.
Yeah, they managed to scrape one, and they're gonna scrape this tower as well, it seems like. But that was... They lost the shrine, and it's usually a massive loss when you're playing Dota right now.
More than any of the other supports. He's actually close to the Ember than he is to the other supports, and that's... I don't know if that's going to be changing. Sand King, they need some vision for him. Dust will be used, but Bach goes to the other side. He did dodge the dust in 12 seconds. He's gonna have a sandstorm once again. Goes to the low ground. The chase is on. Ravage available if they want to use it, but they need the chase. He's gonna be going for a TP out, and that's gonna be forcing out the Ravage. At least something for Bach. He might... are still not looking great for Tidebound. We'll see if they're gonna be changing it soon. Of course, guys, the exclamation mark F hasn't changed. Our socials haven't changed. Be sure to follow them for all the amazing content. And he is all alone. Blink stun. Will of Wonder being used as well. Silence from the Muerta, and they should be able to take him down without the Ravage. He cannot protect himself. Epicenter in the end. It should be a Tormentor. It is taking a long time here. The repair bots are allowing them to stay healthy, and definitely want something. And finally, the Ringmaster will get caught. He's going to be using Tame the Beast. Escape Act being used. Gets himself away there, and some heals will be coming through. Also protected by the Crimson Guard. It is going to be Thinker that dies first. Quinn, he really doesn't do any damage to that Crimson, and Bach showing that his item choice is again perfect.
Yeah, perfect item choice. Like, so many different players would perhaps go for a Blink at this point, but the Crimson Guard, absolutely massive. And now he has a Veil on top of that, so working out in that fight. Ringmaster is such a hard hero to kill, but why might not be?
Yeah, very fast farmer.
Absolutely. Mid lane, Tofu.
They're gonna go on him. Impalement Arts after the stun from the DK, Tamed the Beast.
He might even go on Quinn here.
They're gonna try. Blink, DK stun, Wheel of Wonder being used as well, and the calling as well there. Even the defense matrix isn't going to be enough. All the spells lined up perfectly and will get them a kill. Tidebound just getting kill after kill here in the mid lane. To find his place in this game. They're going to be seeing a career from Y, but they don't want to be killing this one any longer. Going to be looking towards nothing to slay. Sleight of Fist chains. Let's slow down their back. Instantly TPs in. This is the protection with the Crimson Guard. In on him. Crimson Guard now is going to be popped. They maybe just wanted that spell to be used. Threatening with the epicenter. Hasn't used it a single time in this game.
He's jumping in.
He went very deep with the Tinker. They want to finish him off. Double defense matrix, and he's still gonna die there. Will of Wonder keeping in place. Ravage is gonna be connecting onto all of them, and the Terrorblade from the high ground back. He doesn't have vision for him. Finally, somebody's coming closer, but where's the dust? The Sand King will just be fine. He tries to get away. Maybe burst strike to the high ground. He does make it out. And Sleight of Fist not gonna be there in time to get the connection.
Mid lane smoke.
He toss onto the Tinker. Defense matrix way too late. They're going to be going through it with the damage, and the stuns will last long enough. Now Ace gets close as well. Going to be using the pipe. The body blocks being used. He doesn't have the phase boots right now. Will of Wonder being used. Cookie doesn't get him away from it. He's still going to be looking at it. It does expire, but in the end, the dead shot takes his life. Sleight of Fist Quinn. We talked about it. He is just not that strong. Watson going to be joining in on the fight. He has an Orchid. Nothing to say. Instantly pops the BKB. He'll be fine. At least for now. Shiro very low, doesn't want to fight, and they feel like this could be their opportunity. The Cookie does connect, nothing to say. Luckily for him, he still has his BKB, and there it is. Bach finally joining in on the fight, just walks to an Ember. They take him down with ease. Forget that he needs to be very careful not to come close. Shiro, of course, was under a sentry.
One mistake that you could make if you're Tidebound is to go on a Tidehunter under a tower, because you're playing against the Tinker Tide. You probably can't blow him up before the Ravage. I feel like one of the reasons why they didn't go for him is it's pretty good, but they will not be contesting this Roshan. It seems like a free Rosh for GAIMIN.
Might not be free if you get that tower in the bottom lane.
With the Nullifier, like he almost completed it. And this is a massive, massive item this game versus the Tinker.
Yeah, your defense matrix isn't going to be that big of a deal. Planet trying to survive there with a Glimmer Cape. Misses on Tame the Beast now. Wheel of Wonder being used just to keep everybody else at bay. Shiro will get ravaged. They do have the connection there, and with the silence, Mortimer's kisses, they will finally get the kill. Now going onto the
bot lane Quinn.
They want him. Wants to push out this wave. Gonna get stunned up. Nullified as well. Unreal that they caught him once again. Tinker gonna be TPing in just to die as well. Yeah, he's not taking that much damage. Warflare pushing back the Dragon Knight. Ace thinking about getting closer. Does have the Ravage. BKB TP out. There was no other way to survive. Nothing to say.
But Planet is also not an easy kill here for Ace, is he?
Well, he is gonna try either way. Escape Act being used. Mortimer kisses from afar. Escape Act will expire. He does use the mech. He's surviving for a pretty decent amount of time somehow. Still alive, not for long, of course. Will die on the other side. They do find Tofu, so we'll be able to get him down. Now looking towards the Terrorblade. He's the one with the Aegis. Even if you kill him, it's not that big of a deal. He did use the Metamorphosis, so it definitely would help. Why? Going for a TP out after he got sundered, and nothing to say. Not allowed to get himself away. Didn't have the BKB. Finally, Y will die. As Ace uses the Ravage onto the 3 remaining heroes. They won the cores now as well. Nothing to say. Getting his BKB back. That pact being used. There's the silence. Shiro wants to get himself away, and that will not be allowed. The minus armor is there. Terrorblade just needs one more hit, and he will be able to get it from the reflection to secure that one. Back now next on the menu. That is the tankiest of them all, and Quinn doesn't want to allow him to escape. Trying to get away. Warplayer will not allow it, and now the Terrorblade is free to get those hits in. Crimson Guard this time around will not help you. Watson gets the triple, and GG break the game apart. Set up for a potential Roche fight later on. They do see Ace as well underneath their own vision. What's gonna be a great target? There's the Dragon Tail. Instantly the Tinker is coming in. The Wheel of Wonder. Well, it is not gonna be doing too much. Watson, he did pop the BKB. He's trying to find a Sunder target and use the defensive one on his teammates if he wants to. From the other side comes Tofu, Scatter Blast, slowing them down. Y standing his ground. He does have Pierce. He's gonna protect him, and Quinn going in just way too deep. He's just gonna get deleted instantly. Into 5 heroes he goes, and that is not a place you can survive.
I really think he needs a BKB. Like, this is sometimes you can afford not to because you're just having a great game and you're an item ahead. But even with the Tinker saves, I think he still desperately needs it.
And used. Let's connect. Let's see if Tidebound can get out in time. Just in time. Everybody wait. Shiro? That is very greedy coming out from the flanks, TPing out and actually gets himself away. Dust used a bit too late.
Now Ace.
Want him. He's isolated all alone. He doesn't have a way to get out of this one. That is going to be a huge kill just before Roche. He doesn't have a buyback. Tidebound.
That's Roche? Yeah.
Yep. Very soon those kisses will land, and there it is. You can continue 35 seconds more.
It's just very, very easy Roche, I would say, for Tidebound. Well, Quinn might be the target.
They do want him. There's the stun. Nullifar Gleipnir from afar. The Force Staff doesn't do anything. Looking easy for Tidebound in the past couple minutes. Ravage. Nothing to say. They want him dead. They will be able to get him. Tidehunter now making a huge difference, and it's time to run Shiro. Think about fighting BKB TP out is your only play at this moment. Tidebound, they find an opening now. Bach is next on the menu again. They don't have the dust. They did have one. BKB being used. No TP available. Burrow Strike in a second. Bach, where will you go? You go out of the river, going towards where his tier 2 used to be, and now he's just juking them, taking them for a ride. The scan will be used, but can you find it? Where's the ankles of GAIMIN Gladiators?
They have
all
a ward.
of them broken. But yep, he is gonna be going under a ward. Bach now, you know where he is. They do want to catch him. Tinker from the other side,
TP?
being out. Did he really do this? Bach is just playing this tournament out of his freaking mind. They're looking towards him. The Tinker is TPing in. The stun that's connect to Nullifar as well. He's gonna be in so much trouble. Wiggle Wonder being used as well. And also, Tinker is looking towards the wheel and he will die too. That's 2 heroes dead. Ace will be next on the menu. He just got his Ravage. If you use it now, you won't have 2 of your heroes. You won't have Ravage, but they're all together. Mortimer's kisses. Watson tried with a damage Bach. Finally gonna be going in to save his buddy. Shiro standing his ground, finding Watson. Let's see who's gonna be the stronger carry. It seems Watson for now, but he needs to run as his BKB. It is expiring. He does finish off Y, but at the cost of his own life. That Gush was a good snipe, but definitely not worth it.
Absolutely not worth it. He does not have Ravage, he does have buyback, but the problem is he's like their main high ground defense. Like the spam of Gush is probably the best that they can do, and they might...
No meta.
Yeah, no meta, you have everyone besides Y. This is 100% the push.
B, they're very good at pushing. Shiro, nothing to say. At least they lost the dragon form. The Guardian Greaves.
They don't have any tier 2s, by the way, besides this one on mid lane. So that's the only...
Lotus.
Another smoke, by the way.
Underneath the scan, instantly they know what's coming their way. There is a refresher on the Dragonite, so that's a double BKB. Gonna have to deal with Planet on the high ground just to get away there. I did connect on him with a sleight of fist. Going in, gets stunned up. Win again. Always. He's going way too deep. And next to the wheel, he will die. Now he doesn't have a buyback. The defense matrix protecting Ace. They will put the Lincoln Sphere on him as well. Instantly broken. Big Bog going in. He doesn't care about your blubber. He's just gonna be taking everybody down. The ground is shaking. And GG are dying because of it. Malady, he's protecting himself. But who's gonna be protecting Tofu? Bach gets a double stun as well to end the 2 supports too. And that is gonna be 4 heroes dead. And an opportunity for Tidebound to push their advantage even further. Bay, I don't think that's a good plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Hard agree.
Let's see. We're sending in the Remnant, and Shiro will be getting the Aegis and everything that goes with it. The cheese is still on the ground though. They can get that Shiro. Now he does get the cheese. Spotlight being used, Morty's kisses from afar. Shiro will be eating that cheese just to be able to save his BKB.
He ate the cheese, but this is it for GAIMIN. They need to move back now.
A lot of things. Don't use the Ravage. And again, it's Quinn that's gonna be caught. He's baiting in for the Ravage. Cookie to the low ground. Not enough. That's too much damage on the Dragonite from the high ground. He wants to kill Tofu as well. Great healing Lotus being used just to survive. And now without the Ravage, he can chase forward to the Tidehunter. He's no longer a threat to anybody on the Tidebound side.
I think this might be game. Like, there's no Ravage, no buyback on the Ember, or on the Snapfire. You have everything.
But he can go forward. Bach is also level 25. He hasn't even used this epicenter. There's the banner being used. Watson? He is going for a split push.
He's going for probably a throne play. That's the only thing logical here. Yep.
Well, he is going to try to do it, but he doesn't have tier 4. He's going to be losing the Tinger, who doesn't have the buyback. Same is true for the Tidehunter. The throne has been exposed, and you do not have a glyph on GG. His attempted play on Watson, the only thing he could have done is just not going to be doing anything right now. Tidebound, they were